How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the weekly endeavours for the 29th of September onwards. We've got a 250 seal set, as always. Timecodes in the description if you want to jump ahead. I'll be running through several options for stealing items and for weapon skills. And yeah, I'll try and do this based on the quickest and easiest stuff first to what I think is the worst. I think Black Sacraments is going to be the worst, because these two here you can basically do in a day, maybe even like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your ability with this one. But in my opinion, stealing from the environment is the easiest and the least like skill required, because yeah, you can basically just log on any character, and there's like places you can do this a little bit slower, but like you never get a bounty. And there are places where you can do this super fast and get a bounty, but like basically everyone could do it. Even if guards come and kill you, it's no big deal. Alright, so I'll start with so there's a DLC option. If you have the Necrom DLC, there's a really good option where you'll never get a bounty. If you don't, there's two base game options, which I'll show you. So I'll start with the DLC option. So if you have the Necrom DLC, this one, you'll be able to access the City of Necrom. If you don't have, if you haven't been here before, the first way shrine you'll start with is this one, so you can just travel here whenever you're ready. From here, it's just northeast into the city, and then you get this way shrine, or you can use this house to get here a little bit quicker, but yeah, it's not a big deal. And then you're traveling up here to this doorway over here. So this is the Necrom Underways. This place is great. I'll show you why. Alright, so here's the door. It's heading here. There are other ways through, but I think this is the quickest. So just heading down here, and in this room, the whole thing, there are a absolute shit ton of urns that you can steal from, and there are no guards in here at all, no NPCs, nothing. The only people in here that you'll see are players, and we don't snitch on each other. So there is no way you're going to get a bounty in here. It's great. And there are, like, you will easily rack up like 100 inventory space just coming through here and stealing everything. There is so much to steal, and you can make a bit of gold on the side to doing this too. The biggest problem is going to be your fencing limit. You, by default, I believe it's 60 or 50 items per day that you can sell to a fence and launder, so like 100 to 120 items a day. You can increase this, though, if you sell some stuff and get Legerdemain up. The Trafficker passive at rank 3, this will increase it by the first point in this increases by a shit ton. Goes up basically double. So yeah, this will really help. And the thing is, even if you launder stuff, what happens is you spend gold to make it legal, so to speak. But you can just go to a merchant in the same, in Outlaws Refuges and just sell it. And it means, well, you don't make money, you don't lose money doing that way, because you make the same amount of gold that you spent laundering it. So if you want inventory space, which is going to be the main issue here, you can just sell a bunch of stuff and then launder, and you make money anyway, so it's no big deal. And the best thing about it is, so looting everything in this room, so say we just go through and loot a bunch of this stuff here, all these urns that will have a bunch of stuff in them. I'm just going to do this quickly. And then what happens is, so say you loot everything in this place, like you can't loot anymore. If you leave the zone and come back, it resets everything in the zone. So one of the ways to do this is to enter the Outlaws Refuge of any zone. Because the Necrom one is literally right around the corner, like in the middle of this, the Outlaws Refuge, the Underways, you can reset the whole place if you've looted the entire thing in just a minute or so. Like, it's so good. This place is the best for stealing stuff in the long run. It's just great. Because look, see, all these urns are reset? And you look at this. There's urns here, urns, come down here, there's urns over here, several urns over here, some more over here, more here. It's literally the same the other side. So you just got urns here. The only thing is, the big ones, they can't actually be looted, so don't bother with them. All the small ones are what you're looking for, but just look how many you can steal from. Like, I'm serious when I say I had a character with like 30 slots and I had max inventory space, 200, and I ran out of inventory space just looting this in a day. It was ridiculous. So that's the absolute best way. And when you have a full inventory, go into the Outlaws Refuge, and the fence is literally just 10 seconds running through. They're right in front. Just running down here, here's the fence. That's how quick it is to get to them. And just sell everything here. Some things you might want to launder. For example, decorating wax. Do I have some? Yeah, this stuff. You can get these from the urns, and they sell for a lot, a couple of 100 gold each. So my advice there is don't sell them because they sell for fuck all. Launder them and maybe make some gold selling them at a guild store. You can actually make a lot. You can also get some. You saw there we got like a blueprint of like a furniture item. You can also get cooking recipes. You can get leads as well. But yeah, some of the high tier furnishings are. They're not super expensive because just everyone can do this easily. But yeah, you can make a bit of gold on the side doing that. Yeah, the main thing is just selling all the green and blue quality items that you get. You can also get motifs. Sorry, I think I forgot to say. You can get Imperial motifs, very rarely, which sell for an absolute shit ton as well. Yeah, so laundering is the same as selling, but instead of just selling them outright, you literally just make it legal. And then, yeah, so if you want the merchant, unfortunately in the Necrom underways, they're all the way over the other side. But yeah, it's not a big deal considering how convenient everything else is. So yeah, just sell everything you want to here. There's a setting you can turn on in gameplay that is auto loot stolen items, especially for Necrom where there's no way to get spotted, and for Craglorn I suppose. This one will make it quicker, but just make sure you turn it back off if you're just going to go do other stuff, because the odds are you'll accidentally press E interacting with something and like go for a furniture item next to the like an NPC, and you'll accidentally steal something from there and get a bounty. Happens to me all the time. Better to be safe than sorry. So this is the other non-bounty method. It's considerably slower. Well, not considerably. It'll be like, I don't know, 10 minutes instead of bloody 2 minutes. The main thing though is you won't start with a way shrine in Craglorn. So let me just show you quickly how to if you haven't already. You can just give ahead to. I'll put a timestamp in when I'm after this. But yeah, home tours, browse homes, and my advice is head to Elenia Private Arena under E. I think I just passed it. Yeah, so this one here. If you know a friend who has this, or if you can get someone to take you to Craglorn, that's all good. But you just can't preview the house yourself, because what that does is when you leave the house, if you're previewing it, it doesn't actually take you to Craglorn. It just takes you back to where you came in from. Whereas if you travel to somebody else's or your own, when you leave, it actually takes you back to the zone that the house is located. So if you just leave, you can see we're in Craglorn now. And what happens is, as soon as you enter a zone for the first time, there's always one way shrine that unlocks. So Belkarth way shrine is the one in Craglorn. So now, even if I just fall to my death, like I would respawn at a way shrine. So, oh damn it, nearly. Suffering from success. Hold on. There we go. Alright, so now just respawn at way shrine. We'll be at the Elenia one, and now we can just head over to Belkarth. And now, right in front of the way shrine, once you get to Vulkhel, the Gem and Flask right here, this building is great because the Outlaws Refuge is right here. So it's very quick to get to this room, reset the whole instance by going into the Outlaws Refuge, coming back out, and selling everything at the fence, and just coming back to this building over and over. Because upstairs, if you come up here, there is a bunch of stuff on this counter that counts as stealing from the environment. You got the tomato crate, you got some greens baskets, some millet sacks, and a barrel, and a crate, stuff like that, and also the cupboard up here. There is no one up here to stop you doing this. So yeah, you can just steal everything here, and you just won't get spotted by anyone. Turn on auto loot, and then just go on nuts. Take everything in here. Don't worry about that. There's the suspicious barrel. You can loot this, but for some reason it just gives you a couple of things, and then yeah, they're not actually stolen, so that doesn't work. I don't know what the hell is up with that. It's been weird ever since I started this game. There's also sometimes there's an item here that you can loot as well, or steal. And then once you come outside, there's a couple of barrels out here. And as far as I'm aware, I've never gained a bounty by just taking this stuff up here. No one can see me from here. When you come down here, same thing. There's some crates here. I don't know if you can get a bounty here. Maybe if someone walks by here, they might see you do it, but I still haven't got a bounty to this day taking any of this stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it'll go. But yeah, once you get to the Belkarth Outlaws Refuge, you just head inside, and once you get in here, this will do the same thing as with the Necrom Outlaws Refuge, where it'll reset everything in the Gem and Flask. So what you do now is just go and sell everything at the fence. So you just come this way, go through this hole in the fence, through here, and sell to the other fence over here. So just sell everything not worth much. In this case, it's everything. Just, yeah, keep checking for decorative wax. And some things do show up in London only. Like there's like the blue, God, what are they called? The leniency edicts, whatever the blue ones are called. I don't think they show up in Cell. Not you'd want to sell them because they're really good for getting rid of bounties. So yeah, we just come back out into Craglorn. Now, mind you, there is a guard close to the Outlaws Refuge, so if you do get a bounty, just be careful of this guy here. But yeah, you just come around here, go back to Gem and Flask, and then there will be more stuff upstairs, so you can see everything's reset. So what I'm doing now is just literally do the same thing. Let's take everything off it. And yeah, just repeat that process until you complete the endeavor. And head back outside. Barrel, 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 or crate. Down here. Barrel. And then back to the Outlaws Refuge. So yeah, just repeat that process. You know, it will take you a bit longer than Necrom, but hey, it's a base game option, so instead of spending $30 or whatever, you can just do this a little bit slower. Alright, so yeah, I've hit my selling limit, so now basically I'm just going to have to hold on to this. So this resets every day. So if you're patient, you can just hold on to all the stuff in your inventory, and yeah, just wait until the reset happens. It's 6 AM EST for NA. I don't know, it's 11 AM for me. I don't know what that is in EU times, like I'm in Australia, so yeah, it is different for EU. But yeah, it resets every day. And yeah, so if I don't have this yet, so yeah, that's what you're trying to go for. As soon as you get that, these tend to be easier. Alright, so let me show you the other option, which will get you a massive bounty, but it's super duper quick. And the guards aren't an issue because they don't chase you. Or they can't see you usually if you do this right. Head to the Aegis of Oriel in Vulkhel Guard in Oridon. Very easy to get here because you start with a Wayshrine by default. In this room, there is a shit ton of stuff to steal, but either you can spend a long time being hidden in a corner, waiting for these people to stand in certain spots, or you can just loot everything in front of them and get just a really big bounty. Oops, hit the cooking station by accident. If you're on a low level, you'll get a lower bounty, but you do get less gold from quests and stuff, so it's kind of balanced out. But yeah, just steal everything, and log this character off after you do this. The bounty will probably go away after like a day or two. So yeah, just maybe make a new character and do this. And just as soon as you loot everything in this room, just like log off and do it again in a while. Because also, I believe when you log off, it resets everything in the instance too. So that is another thing. Just steal everything here, and then there's... Oh yeah, we've got everything there. Then there's more stuff upstairs. So we got the dresser over here. Basket, crate. Basket, dresser. So yeah, just steal everything through here, and yeah, we're almost done. So... Alright, so what I will do now is just log off on the character, log back in, and then everything in this area will reset. It means you don't have to deal with the guards. And then once you've looted enough stuff, just sit on that character, wait for the bounty to go away, and or just sell everything to the fence over time until you get rid of the whole inventory. But yeah, again, just expect your inventory to get absolutely obliterated, because every item, when you loot armor and stuff, counts as a different item, as opposed to the urns and the provisioning stuff, which will all take up like one slot each. Alright, log back in, and as you can see, all the stuff is actually reset in here. So what we can do is just loot a couple more items, and complete the endeavor. So I've got an add-on that shows me the bounty timer. So this amount of gold, that's like shit tons for a new level. That would be like thousands for high level stuff. But as you can see here, the bounty will go away in 15 hours. So if I just wait a day for everything to cool down and then just sell everything, yeah, that's what I mean. Just make a new character and just do this on that character and just wait for that to go away and then just sell everything at a later date. So yeah, that's my 3 methods I would use for anything stealing related. So yeah, Necrom's the best, followed by Craglorn, and then this one if you just don't care about a bounty. Alright, killing with weapon skills. So I need to make it clear that light attacks do not work for this. They must be weapon abilities. So the last hit is all that matters. If you take an enemy that's usually got 20,000 health from 1 to 0 with something else, it also doesn't count. So you just want to avoid everything you possibly can outside of like actual weapon abilities. You also don't want to use proc sets because they also don't count. And like stat specs, stuff like that. That's why I like to use AoE skills when I can, because they also have less chance to apply stat effects all the time. So my 2 suggestions here is either on like a new character, if you don't have much like weapon-based setup, use one of like the level 1 single target skills. Anything except for restoration stuff works. One-handed shield also has puncture. Chuck them on your bar and just go around fighting critters and just one-hit the critters, because every critter in this game has 1 HP, and they actually count as foes for the endeavors like this. They don't count for like specific kill insects or arachnids and shit like that, but they do count for this. You can also just kill regular enemies, but you just have to make sure you don't use anything except for the weapon abilities when you can. So, critters, there are some really good places to find a bunch of critters, but you need to understand, unlike the AoE option for like killing lots of enemies quick, there are no instance ways to get lots of critters like this. So you will likely be competing with other people. There can be only one meme person killing critters at a time because they only have 1 HP. Like, how are you gonna both deal damage? And also, it doesn't matter anyway because the last hit is all that matters. So only one person will get participation, whatever. So there are 3 easy to reach locations that I suggest you look at. In Auridon, just northwest, above the Dolmen and the Wayshrine, you've got Monkey's Rest over here. This has about 20 or 30 monkeys that you can one-shot with any skill. In Stonefalls, this is the area I'm looking at right here. This area here has a lot of spiders, just east of the Fine Steeds Stable Master over here. There's spiders, and there's also like the proper enemy spiders. Yeah, they do spawn. They respawn after a couple of minutes, but yeah, that's another one of the issues. You're gonna have to wait for them to respawn because there's only a few at a time. And the other option is Divad's Chagrin in Alika Desert. This area here has a lot of mountain goats, more than 30, I believe, along this whole section. But this again, this is usually where everybody goes to get like quick kills. So try and do this at a time when nobody else is going to be on. But yeah, you might not have that choice sometimes. So yeah, this works, but again, you're competing with other people here. If you haven't been here before, you want to use House of the Silent Magnifico in home tours. Just like I showed you with getting to Craglorn for the first time, you can use this the same way. Setup. I suggest a few things. Firstly, you want to make sure you level up your, like, have a bunch of weapon lines leveled up, because you need a couple of AoE skills, likely about 3 to 4. So my usual setup is either bow and dual wield, two-handed and dual wield, or destruction staff and dual wield. Dual wield always, because Steel Tornado is honestly one of the best AoE skills to finish off a lot of enemies quick. Because you can either go Whirling Blades, which has an execute, so it means that you'll get more chance of getting the last hit on enemies, or Steel Tornado, which has a radius of 9 meters, which is pretty good, and dual wield has an execute coefficient anyway. So this is great for just taking a bunch of kills in places like public dungeons and whatnot. The only issue with this is that it's stamina based, so you need a character with lots of stamina. Otherwise, you won't be able to. The only thing Magicka has is elemental unstable wall, impulse, or the scriving skill elemental explosion. This one's pretty good. The only issue I have with this one is the cast time is 2 seconds, which is rough when you're getting attacked by lots of enemies that can stun you and shit. Because when you get stunned while casting this, it takes, like, it won't let you recast it for 3 seconds. It's really annoying. But yeah, that can also work too. Anything in this area here also works, which means Traveling Knife with multi-target is awesome too, but it's another stamina ability, and you've got so many other options there. Unfortunately, the Magicka versions of this don't hit many people. It hits like 3 enemies at a time, so it's not great for big groups of enemies. Also, I believe it's Red Eagle. Yeah, increases your weapon skill, weapon damage only. Also increases the cost. But usually that's not a big deal if you're killing lots of enemies quick, because you've got a champion point in the red tree where you can just get lots of resources back, these two here. And also Destruction Staff has a passive where if you kill enemies with the Destruction Staff abilities, you get Magicka back. So this one here. But yeah, most of the stuff's stamina, and the rest of the stamina stuff doesn't have much. There is Battle Rush, which increases your regen, but that's different. That's a one-use thing, and it's not as great compared to just getting lots of stamina back. You could also use something like Vicious Ophidian, or the other option, False God. They both do the same thing, just give you resources back. Also, what's the Alucard set? God, Withered Hand. That's right. This one could be great too for Magicka, because yeah, it'll give you Magicka back every 3 seconds. That's about what is it? 550-ish. No, that's way more. That's like 800. It's a lot of Magicka recovery essentially. Every 2 seconds would be like 1,000 or some shit. Yeah, it's a lot. So that can work too. But yeah, you don't need those. You just need 2 things that basically increase your weapon and spell damage, or increase your crit damage or offensive pen. Just anything that isn't proc sets. The only proc sets that work are the arena sets, which affect AU weapon skill directly. These are also great. So a lot of Maelstrom weapons will be really good for this. Probably want to get rid of Celine's, because I don't want to... Yeah, that'll be fine. Just those 2. Because yeah, proc sets can also steal kills away. Alright, so my favourite place, you can just use any public dungeon in the game, because they have lots of weak enemies that you can AoE very quickly, but these, again, they're not, they're overland, so everybody else is probably going to have the same idea going into these places. In that case, you want instance locations. The best place, by far, is going to be Skyreach Catacombs. Getting here is a bit more painful than the other stuff, because it's just a bit more of a trek. Earthseer Cavern, through home tours, you want to use that. You want to come up here, down here, take the road down here, and get to this way shrine, and then you've got easy access to it from that point. You can also just get someone to bring you here. In here, if you can get a skill like Blur, that with the Morph Phantasmal Escape, things that remove snares, they can be really helpful, because you will get snared a shit ton in here, like all the bloody time. Yeah, I don't have any, so I'll be a bit slow, but that's fine. I just want to prove a point here. Alright, so my combinations are Critical Charge, morph to Stampede for 2-handed, along with Cleave, morph to Carve, because it adds a bleed. So these 2 are great. Dual wield, it's Steel Tornado and Deadly Cloak. Bow, it's Endless Hail, morph for Volley, with Arrow Spray morphed to Acid Spray. That's usually what I use here. The only issue with Arrow Spray is it's like, if the enemies surround you on all sides, it's pretty shit, because it just only hits everything in front of you. Whereas all the other stuff usually hits stuff around you. Except for Blockade. Blockade is the same issue. Blockade with Impulse, but I personally just use Unstable Wall. Yeah, you can use these 2. But yeah, I'm going to use Steel Tornado, Deadly Cloak, and I'm just going to use Volley as well. Because, yeah, I don't have Acid Spray morphed. Alright, let's do this. So I'm just going to group these enemies together. I usually just leave the first room on their own, because I find it sometimes enemies have difficulty getting through those doors. What I'll do is I'll just roll them all together. Put my AoEs down. Blade Cloak. Volley, Whirlwind, Blade Cloak together. Basically just kill lots of enemies. So now, go to the next room. Pull this group. Now you'll see these skeleton mounds here. You want to grab them too, because they have lots of enemies in them. You can see what I mean here. You get slowed to the shithouse in here. What I do is I bring all the enemies here. And so I line of sight all the ranged enemies into this little area here. So it's easy just to group all the ranged enemies together and kill them all in the same spot. Otherwise, they all just spread out all over the place, and it's just a pain getting all of them. You can see all the ranged enemies over here. Same thing. The melee enemies will follow you around. The ranged enemies will try to run away from you. So it's just good to stick onto the ranged enemies for that reason. Because they're the variable that you can control is the melee enemies. So okay, pull these groups together. Same thing. There's a door here, so I usually just group these ones together. If you're not a Nightblade, you can also grab these guys here because you won't have cloak and be able to go invisible and shit. Again, just using this pillar here to cause all the ranged enemies to go into the same spot, basically. Or I can do the same thing with this here. If you see taking aim, you want to make sure you bloody interrupt that shit, because it deals a lot of damage. I've got all the enemies here. I see more enemies coming in from over there. I'm not using an ultimate here, I really should. Probably the best ultimate here is Destruction Staff. The Eye Morph, not the other morph. Destructive Rage is good, but the Eye Morph just sticks with you. Again, anything that comes with you is great. Yeah, both morphs of those are fucking awesome. The ghosts are very tanky, you'll find in here, so you have to give them a bit more oomph than everything else. Okay, so with this room, there's an easy way and a hard way. The easy way is to kill everything now and then activate the chest, but if you really want to make things quick, you can activate the chest first, and what this will do is it'll activate that, and then you can pull all these enemies in too. So you've got basically 2 times as many enemies, but it means you'll kill everything super fast. Like, how many enemies have I got left? Only like 25. You can see what I mean. This is very fast, but just requires a bit of oomph and a bit of bravery. Alright, so here's another great ultimate, the dual ultimate Rend, because all the damage this deals heals you. And with Nightblades, using Soul Harvest on the back bar, that's the ultimate I've got there, it gives me ultimate whenever I kill everything, so I just constantly have Rend up. Put everything down here, Cloak, Volley, Rend as well, get all my healing. You want Vigor in here if you can get it, because, yeah, you'll be taking a shit ton of damage. Yeah, you don't even need to do this, kind of. You could probably just get all the kills you need from the enemies in the room. Yeah, I'm just showing you how many enemies there are that you can kill. And this is only like half of the dungeon. So whenever this dude hits you with a heavy attack, he'll slow you as well. So try and either get too far away for him to hit you, or roll dodge it if you can. Just the last guy here. Alright, and that's the middle room done. So yeah, we got this way earlier than killing all those enemies there, so that'll be easy, usually, to get. Yeah, it just depends how much other stuff you got at the same time. Like, if you're using class skills and stuff like that, it might be slower. But yeah, like, just to show you how many enemies there are, you've got more stuff over here. You've got the bone mounds, and then you keep going. I don't advise attacking them, because they fucking hurt. The boss there, he deals a lot of damage with light attacks. Everything else is fair game, though. So you got this stuff here. Keep going in, grabbing this stuff. Roll dodge the bloody heroic splash or whatever it is. And yeah, lots of mounds, lots of enemies here, and then we just come over here, line of sight them, get all the ranged enemies in the same spot. Use Rend on them. Just remember it's got a cast time, so you could be interrupted while you're trying to use it. Yeah, you're going to see how much bloody damage we can do. Also, probably worth mentioning, don't use a companion. Because I'm pretty sure if they take kills, it also doesn't count. Not that they do much damage to begin with. Keep reverting to this area here. And they'll all just slowly make their way over to you. Just, yeah, they're a bit slow. Because they keep having to spawn at the other bloody side of the room. So you can just kill them in small groups if you want. But yeah, you usually just corral them into a corner. And they all just follow suit. Okay, last option, Black Sacraments. Very similar to Heist from last week. This is the Dark Brotherhood version, basically. So, the pros, you can do this usually quicker than you can Heists, but the... Oh, God damn it, cat, what are you doing? You usually get a bounty from doing this, especially if you want to do it super quick. But, yeah, the idea is the same. Basically, do something in an instance area with... bad people around and get out without getting spotted. Now you can't fuck this up in any way. Like even if you kill everybody in the entire place, yeah, or even if you take like 1,000,000 years, it will complete. You just have to kill the target and leave. So to unlock these, you need to in the zone guide. You look at Gold Coast. The quest you need to complete is a lesson in silence, the 5th one in the line. Once you've completed that, Speaker Tyrannus will be here, and you can get daily Black Sacraments from this guy. You can only do one a day on a character, but if other people have different ones, you can get them, or you can share them with you, or let me start that again. You can share them with others, and others can share them with you. So you can like work together with people. The only thing is the other options, you don't need other people's help, so you can just rely on yourself in those. Yeah, this one here, if you just make sure you do one a day, yeah, that might be fun too. Personally, I'd just choose the other options, but this one's not terrible either. So to start them off, you just talk to Speaker Tyrannus. He just tell you all like the different secondary objectives. There's a lot. It's a lot harder to pull off the secondary objectives, I find, in the Black Sacraments compared to the Heist. There's a lot more involved. But if you just want to complete it, it's basically the same thing. Just rush through and find the target and kill them and leave. You can kill them through just like regular attacks. You can kill them with the Blade of Woe, or you can kill them with Vampirism. Any of those ways work. For the secondary objective, one of the things will usually be kill them either with the Blade of Woe or with poisons equipped. Some shit like that. Personally, I don't think the rewards are worth trying to do the hard mode with. But yeah, that's just me. The Dark Brotherhood motifs I like a lot more than the Thieves Guild ones. Fun fact, I'm actually wearing... This character has Dark Brotherhood on. So you can use Vampirism or Nightblades to like not get spotted by people. But yeah, if you're patient, you can get through here without people spotting you. But the biggest problem is going to be these guys here. The blue ring around these specific hostile NPCs, they can see you through invisibility here. And it's going to be a problem for you. Because it means you basically just... Yeah, you can't just rush through with invisibility like everything else. That being said, no matter how many times you get spotted in here, I'm pretty sure that you only get like a bounty, a maximum bounty of 231. I don't know if this is related to like if there's a way to remove or like reduce, or if this increases, but as far as I'm aware, you can just run around and you'll just keep that amount of bounty, and that's it. So long... Oh yeah. If you kill people that are hostile, it also doesn't increase it. If you kill people that are innocent though, or like not hostile, yeah, it will give you a bigger one. Also, if you just naturally kill the dude here with regular stuff, it will also give you a bigger bounty. The way to prevent yourself from getting a bounty here is to kill him either with the Blade of Woe or Vampirism. If you just attack him outright like that, you'll always get a bounty guaranteed, even if nobody else sees you. So yeah, either you can just go out silently, or you can just rush through. I'd usually just rush through. Now these hiding spots here are helpful because you can use these to not get spotted by enemies, and sometimes you can tease them into, like I've had it in the past where I've attacked one of these guys, and after attacking them, I've quickly rushed into one of these, and it keeps trying to kick me out. But so if I just come out and hold on, come on, like you can cheese it into preventing them from actually finding you. It's weird. So if I come... What are you doing? I'm literally right in front of you. Okay, so come over here, please. Come a bit closer. Yeah, that's good. So if I just hop in this, it'll kick me out. Oh, no, it won't. Yeah, look at this shit. Guess it was just the wind. Fucking Skyrim's got some competition. Okay, so we'll leave now. Even though everybody can see me, I don't give a shit. There are, like, guides out there, I think, or videos of, like, doing these silently without getting spotted and getting the full bonus objectives. But honestly, if you just want to complete the endeavor, I don't think you should worry about it. And then you just return to Speaker Tyrannus. He will either say good work or he'll say it's done, whatever. You get a reward. The box quality will be green, blue, or purple, depending on how many bonus objectives you do. But yeah, so in this case, you're just going to Sithis item. You'll occasionally get Dark Brotherhood motifs, which I quite like, but personally, I don't think they're worth doing Black Sacraments for when you can just buy them on guild stores after doing a bunch of writs after a while. Personally, I think that's just better anyway. And the rest of the stuff is just not worth anything, I think. Now, there is one exception to the rule with the Dark Brotherhood skill line. The reason I even bothered today with Black Sacraments as opposed to the other options being just easier or just less time consuming is this skill line. Completing Black Sacraments gives you XP for the Dark Brotherhood skill line. If you're above level 7, I wouldn't bother. But if you're below level 7, there is something really good here. Now, this is quite biased. Sorry if you like this skill line, but personally, I don't give a shit about anything here except for this skill right here, Shadow Rider. By the way, you need this for endeavors sometimes, but Shadow Rider here is the shit. This is honestly one of the best fucking passives in the game. The reason for this is, say you're running around looking for resources in the wild, or trying to just avoid enemies as you're running past somewhere. Shadow Rider basically makes it impossible for enemies to see unless you're, like, ridiculously close. Like, look at this shit. Like, fucking look at this. Like, I have to get right in front of this guy for him to actually see me. Like, look at that shit. It's so good. So what this means is you can just, like, if you're just heading somewhere, just trying to unlock a way shrine or do a quest or whatever the fuck. If there's like hostile enemies in the way, if you're quick enough, you can basically just not get spotted. So I didn't get spotted by them there. And so same thing with these crocodiles. See, I didn't get spotted. Like if you're fast enough, you can basically just ignore all the enemies as you go past. And it's like, well, who cares? They'll just aggro to you, whatever. The thing is, if you go to a way shrine and you're in combat, when you try and travel, it won't let you. You have to escape combat first. What this means is, when you're traveling to a way shrine, you're not getting into combat all the fucking time. So you can just get to a way shrine after passing a bunch of enemies and just travel straight away, as opposed to wasting your time either trying to kill them or waiting for them to fucking become invulnerable and walk away. It's bloody annoying. This passage is really good for that reason. So yeah, as soon as you get level 7 in Dark Brotherhood, fucking get this shit and just forget about it, honestly. Yeah, you do you. If you like this skill line, don't let me convince you otherwise, but yeah, Shadow Rider is where it's at. Alright, I'll leave it there. It's a bloody long weekly recording. Bloody hell. Any questions, just give me a holler as always. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to your support as always. I'll see you next time. Take care for now.